All right, let's talk about IIM Bangalore. We just got our hands on their 2025 placement report, from one of India's absolute top B schools. And we're going to go way beyond just the big headlines to figure out what these numbers really mean for anyone thinking about an MBA in India.
This is the big one, right? The multi-lakh rupee question. If you're thinking about applying, or maybe you're a parent supporting that dream, or even a recruiter looking for the best of the best, you've got to be asking yourself, what's this degree really worth today?
And bam, here it is, the big number for their main PGP program. We're talking an average package of almost 35 lakhs per annum. Yeah, that's a huge number. But trust me, the story behind that figure is even more interesting.
Okay, so here's the plan. We'll kick things off with the headlines, then dive deep into that main PGP program. After that, we'll check out the Executive MBA, see who's doing all the hiring, and then we'll look at what's coming next. Sound good? Let's jump in.
All right, first things first, let's get a bird's eye view of the key results for 2025. What's the big picture here?
So get this. For their main PGP program, you've got 602 students, and they pulled in a whopping 660 offers from 177 different companies. But the number that really stands out? 100% placement. That's right. It means that even with all the talk about the market, every single student who wanted a job walked away with one. That's pretty amazing.
Okay, so 100% placement is great, but let's dig a little deeper into that PGP program. Because, 1 year is just a snapshot. The real story always comes out when you look at the trends. So how does this year stack up against the last couple of years?
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. Take a look at the average package. See that? It peaked in 2024 and then dipped just a little bit this year. But, and this is a big but, look down at the total offers and the number of companies. Both of those numbers shot way up. That tells us hiring volume is back, and it's strong.
So what's going on here? Is it a downturn? No, not at all. Think of it more like the market just catching its breath. A little recalibration after a few years of crazy growth. The main thing to remember is this. While the average salary kind of leveled off, the number of jobs available actually went up. Demand for these graduates is definitely still there.
But wait, that's just the 2-year PGP. IIM Bangalore also has that 1-year executive MBA, right, for people with more experience? So how did they fare this year?
And here's a twist for you. The average salary for the executive MBA students, well, it actually came in higher than the PGP students at 35.5 lakhs. That's a huge signal, right? It shows that companies are willing to pay a real premium for that hands-on, real-world experience. And you can really see that difference in direction here. While the PGP average took that slight dip, the executive program's salary has been climbing steadily, year after year. It's crystal clear. The market for experienced leaders is getting hotter.
Okay, so we've talked salaries, but the next big question is, where are these jobs actually coming from? Let's break down the top industries and find out who's really driving all this hiring.
And while the answer is, well, it's not even close. Consulting. A massive 41% of all the PGP offers came from consulting firms. Let me put that in perspective for you. That's more than IT, finance, and e-commerce put together. That is some serious concentration.
Yeah, there's no other way to say it. Consulting is the undisputed king here. When you see a number like that, it just screams how much value these top companies are placing on the kind of strategic thinking that an IIM B grad brings to the table.
But let's look at who's behind this consulting wave. And this is where it gets wild. Look at that top name, Accenture Strategy. 75 offers. 75! That's not just filling a few roles, that's basically building out your future leadership from a single campus. I mean, sure, you've got the usual heavy hitters like BCG and Bain, and they're hiring a lot too. But that Accenture number, that's the real story.
Okay, so that's the picture for the class that just graduated. But what about what's coming next? Well, we can actually get a pretty good sneak peek by looking at the summer placements for the students who are still in the program. So, just real quick, why do summer placements matter so much? Well, these are the internships for the first-year students. A lot of them turn into full-time jobs later. But more than that, they act like a crystal ball, showing us which industries are planning to hire big in the coming year.
So, remember that huge number for consulting and the final placements? What do you think the percentage was for the internships for the next batch? An even bigger? 46%. So why does that number matter so much? Because it proves this isn't just a one-off trend, it's actually getting stronger.
The demand from consulting literally jumped from 41% for the graduating class to 46% for the interns who are up next. The appetite for this talent is just growing.
And all of this leaves us with a really big question, doesn't it? We're seeing salaries kind of leveling out, and one single industry, consulting, is just absolutely dominating the hiring scene. So you have to wonder, is the classic do-it-all MBA generalist a thing of the past? Is the real key to success now all about specializing in a super high-demand area? That's definitely something to think about.